Very welcome.
Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. He's here. He is. And you know, guys, he gave me the warmest hug when he saw me.
It's a beautiful night in Ghana.
Yes.
And just to walk into the studios of YFM and see such beautiful, inviting smiles, you know.
You just had to.
Yeah. This is the spot to be tonight.
Nice. This is, and because you're here, especially, you know. Thank you. So, listeners, Rocky Dawuni is here. The WhatsApp line is 020-2222-2073. That's 020-2073. You know how we do. Show some love. If you want to ask any questions, feel free to also ask. And today, actually, we're asking our audience, what is it about a person that's okay? What makes a person who stand out to you? You know, what are the characteristics of someone who stand out to you? And this was what crossed my mind when I first saw you. You have this like peace energy, like nothing can. Do you get mad? Do you get pissed at all?
Oh yes, all the time.
You do?
Yes,
That's a show.
I gotta get it out of the space so that I can be more zen for everybody. You know? But this noise is human. You know, you have your ups and your downs and all of that. But I try as much as possible. For me, you know, when I feel like work stress or I feel like, you know, I have so much, you know, cut more than I can chew. I just get to a point where I just unplug and then I go exercise and I go jogging, meditating, reading the Bible, reading a book, you know, something that would take me away from that. And then in doing so, you just reset, you know, and then you reset. You reset, and then you come and approach the same issue, but without your kind of pent up attitude, you know. So I think that really helps me in terms of being able to navigate, you know. But generally, I like the idea of peace and, you know, just being in the Zen zone. You know? So I try as much as possible to see things half full.
Half full?
Yeah, half full than half empty. Yeah, you know. So when I see a situation where everybody's reading it the other way, I try to really flip it the other, not looking at the negatives of it, acknowledging the negative, but at the same time appreciating the positives too of it, you know.
But how, I mean, sometimes the situation can be ugly, and it can be, you know, and with several energies seeing how bad this is, but how do you look at it?
The thing is that when you know, with your human energy, when situation can be crazy, you know, you're supposed to feel. You have to feel it.
You're supposed to feel it.
You're supposed to feel it.
Feel all the bad.
But the thing is, how you react to it is the most important thing. You know, so when you feel it deeply, that's human. But then how you react to it, whether you let the situation, regardless of how daunting it is, get the better of you, that's up to you. You know, and I feel that no matter how it is, you are better off navigating and dealing with even the strongest and biggest challenges when you feel like there is just a passing moment and you're gonna do whatever you can in order for this you not be spinning around the situation, but the situation rather spinning around you.
Okay, so recognize it as a mood passing by.
Yes, as a mood passing by, and then, you know, be a third party observer, and then see that it's just a mood and it's gonna pass. 2-3 days from now, you're gonna be in a place where this is not gonna be important. So just see it that way and engage it with a sense of perceived victory already over it. And then when you do that, I think that you engage everything, you acknowledge, you give it what it is, but at the same time you don't let it get the better of you, the best of you.
And you mentioned some of the things you do: meditation, reading a book, jogging,
you know, exercising, you know. Once you can get into nature, taking a walk.
Why is nature important, especially in a time where, you know, our environment is being destroyed under capitalist forces?
Well, the thing is that nature is God, you know, because God created nature. Before humans came into the earth, nature was there. And nature was what nourished and kept us and is continuing to keep us. Without our rivers, without our forests, without water, without clean water, without food, you know, our species will not survive. Our species and all the species that depend on that will not survive. So nature is actually God's hands of grace, if you look at it critically. And I feel that if we relinquish our responsibility to preserve this gift, which was given to us to sustain us, to nurture us, for it to be to even, we've created economic developments, all sorts of things. Everything that has been created out of nature. So if we don't recognize the value of it and do whatever is in our power to preserve it so that it keeps serving us as it served people before us, then I believe that we are committing a grave sin by us not doing that. And it's also a sin that is based upon arrogance and lack of responsibility. So environmental awareness, protection of nature, as somebody say, in tree they say obia bodua, but also no kutredua. I said nananom ka say bodua because it's sacred. Somebody goes in this spiritually, say a tree on you, it's something that's spiritual, so there's a certain spirit to the tree, a certain reference and power to it. And if we cut all the trees, no rainfall. If we cut all the trees, the rivers dry. All of those things are important things we should start looking right now, because water is the most important thing right now. And if we don't control the source of our water, as we are selling some of our sources of water, Etiwa Forest and all of that, sources of water for about 5 million people, we're thinking about selling it to other foreign interests, then one day we're going to be sitting in our own country and buying water from other sources. So we have to look at that. Every action, there's a cost. And the youth today, who are the inheritors of this future, have to make sure that their birthright is not taken for granted. They have to stand up for what is right and what is theirs.
Preach. I'm in Zen mode right now. Thank you for calling.
Sorry, we had to go to that place.
Yes. Rocky Dawuni, this is actually off your latest album that was nominated for the Grammys. Second nomination.
Yes, you mean the song that
that's playing right now?
Yeah.
Beautiful
people.
Yes.
From Voice of Boombo, and it's just an album that I feel, it's a celebration of origin, celebration of who you are. When you forget who you are, you will spend years and years moving in a direction that is not your destination. So you have to always understand that what made you is always with you, and when you honor it and you go to it, it makes you stronger. That's why culture is important. The food we eat, the medicines that our grandfathers made for us, the music. All these things, we lose it today, and then somebody will come a few years from now, they will come and bring the same thing to us with a different name, because we are dissociated from it, and then sell us to us as a new invention, and we'll line up for it. So we have to protect all of that. And this album was, the name is my village.
Okay,
the name of my village.
Okay.
So it's I wouldn't call
Where's
it
your village?
It's a town.
Okay.
So
town,
they'll be angry with me saying
yes. Where's your town?
Yeah. So it's like all of us need to take, and we might be in the city, we're pushing to do whatever we are doing, but we shouldn't forget that our towns of origin, the land, we should make sure the land is not being given to some foreign interest and patched up and people are taking it. The land is where our food comes from. And when all this construct that we see here, that looks like it's solid, with the crisis that happened with globally, we know that this life and this setup is fragile.
Very.
Nobody has a control of it. Not even the president. Not even the United Nations. They're all running behind the curve right now, trying to play catch up. So nobody has an absolute answer to tell you what to do. So you have to make sure that where you come from, what is real, what supports you, where your food comes from, where your water comes from, don't ever lose that. So our traditions, our villages, our culture, our homes, our customs, we need to preserve that, because without that, then we are nobody. That is who we really are. So this album was all about
that.
Yeah, celebrating and highlighting that.
So I guess I was gonna ask, how do we remember who we are? You know, in a world with all the things that some of us have been through, you know, with all the strife, with all the, you know, history of people who've been enslaved, all of that. How do we remember who we are when your mind has been torn and made you, you know, forced you to forget?
Well, you know, the thing is that you know who you are by making sure that you understand where you're from.
Okay.
You know, when you make it a point to know where you're from, then it is the first, then you know the baseline, so that whenever you fall off, no matter how far you fall off, you know you have to get back to the baseline. It's like looking at our brothers from the diaspora who are coming in. I mean, it's amazing to see a lot of them who for the first time have come to Africa, you know, have come to Ghana. I mean, they call it Africa because all of it, they see it all as one, as it should be. But when they come here and they connect with the energy of the place and they feel it within themselves that they know this place and this place knows them, you know, the type of, you know, energy and happiness that you see and the expression of freedom that you see in their body language, it's so real that you can almost touch it. You know, so that energy is something that when you have it, you will know that you can't lose it. And we have to make sure that it is now part of everything that we do from our you know, I love Ghanaian designers because every other African country that I've gone, anytime I wear Ghanaian designers, you know, everybody wants it and everybody's like, who made it? How did this? You know, it's like in Ghana, designers, because Ghanaian designers always they push the contemporary envelope, but at the same time they don't lose sight of putting the cultural motifs in it. And by culture, I don't mean it's some static thing that is relegated into the museum. I mean that we recognize the origins, but at the same time we use it as a dynamic tool for our time. You know, we are creatures of westernization. You know, I went to, you know, school, so Brofo put Americans here. So I can't say that I'm not affected by, you know, the school system, or, you know, it's all there, but we have to utilize every educational or every gift of knowledge that we have for a deeper appreciation of who we are, to dig deeply into our culture, to start analyzing our culture. Because right now, when you're looking on the internet, you know, culture is going to be the most important currency on the culture internet, because the internet is devoid of anything.
I hear that.
We are in the video age. The video age is almost done. You share, you tire.
Yep.
Now it be so bad things people they share. Things where you know toxic they share.
Yes.
So from there is going to be, what are the cultural motives? What are the cultural motives that are ours, that are on the internet, that others are using without our permission? So this is something that we have to always have one step ahead. We have to know that our cultural assets, Africa's cultural assets, are going to define whatever mediums that are being created right now. So we need to start thinking, the young people start thinking the resources and value that we have here. These are all resources. These are great resources. But the thing is that if you cast pearls before swine, it's still a swine and pearls, you know? So you have to wake up to recognize the value of it, or else it's just another stone in front of you, you know? So we need to awaken ourselves. We need to empower ourselves. We need to understand that right now the world is changing.
Yes.
You know, we are taking orders from abroad, because everything that we do here, even I see that, you know, today you turn on your phone, they say variant come no, then everybody put in mask on, then they say variant no go no, then you put them on there because you are watching news.
Yes.
Your orders are coming from somewhere
above.
that's not yours.
That's true. I hear
you see, so we have to pull back the power of who we are from some other person that we don't know out there. We have to be masters of our own. We have to define our own destiny. We have to craft an African vision and idea that is representative of what we want to be and who we want to become.
Power. What do you say to this? I want us to go for a spot of music. When we come back, I want us to talk about what this African vision should, you know, kind of be. Maybe your vision for that vision. All right.
Okay.
When we come back.
You're going deeper into the rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, I want to go down that rabbit hole. I want to go down that rabbit hole. Listeners is 020-2222-2073. That's 020-2073. Send your questions. I'll be reading them right after this. Take a listen.
Some days feel like we are running an endless.
Having a very zen, empowering, spiritually uplifting time right now. This message coming in says we actually need such people, Rocky Dawuni, to rule our nation. Do you think this is something you can do, be in a president's feet?
I'm not going to mention anything about politics right now. You know.
Good.
We're everybody is a citizen's duty to contribute whatever their quota is, whether intellectually, economically, ideas, anything for the advancement of our nation. And I think that's how we have lost what patriotism is, what the collective ideal is, because we have allowed our social structure to be infiltrated and permeated by individualism. And I'll call it toxic individualism, because individualism is not bad in a sense. You find your identity, but at the same time, what being African is also being community minded. So once we dissociate ourselves from the concept of our connection to the community, then we are lost in a desert that we'll never find the promised land. And I feel that that we have to reclaim that sense again. If we want our country to advance, all of us should be doing what is right for the country. If you are given a quota to go and do, and you put 20% of the cost of the project, people triple it, you do all these things to do a project for your country, and then you create economic loss for your country. You're creating loss for everybody. So that I feel that we've lost that sense of moral duty, where we do things because we know that we're doing it for God and we're doing it for our brothers, and that's a dangerous place, because it can be exploited by our enemies and in any ways, and keep us divided forever. So we should reclaim that fire of nationhood, that fire of citizenry, that patriotism that transcends the vitriolic and divisive nature of party colors and politics, the terrible politics that is going on in this country, which people feel that nation is politics. And so you fight to win for your side, and when you win your side, damn everybody, and then you go out there and amass as much as you can, and then you wait for another person's turn. I mean, how do we advance as a people if we think that way? We're shooting ourselves in the foot. We're all going to sell ourselves into slavery in the long run. Those who've stolen and those who have not stolen, we all be in slavery. So let's work together and build something that will be, because all of Africa is looking up to us right now. The world is changing. The power centers are moving from where they used to be. America and all those countries, everything is shifting. Everything is fluid now. But we are caught up in this whole thing of still colonial mindedness, waiting for the hand to come and help us and support us in everything that we do, or even to validate who we are. We can't. We have to. That has to stop. The African future starts right now, and it means we are taking control of who we are, forging a vision, bringing everybody along, and working together diligently. Diligently, and at the same time too, honestly, because I feel that we've lost that. Everybody wants to do some kululu pass your back. Everybody's gaming everybody. It be crazy everywhere you go, and everyone will tell you, Rocky, sanity, like sanity is saying, we can't accept low-end baselines. Greatness is not achieved by accepting your lowest self.
Wow.
So
wow.
Time to elevate.
Wow. Now goodness, at least I've come a little bit higher from my lowest so far having this conversation with you. Yeah, my vibrations are going up small. Alrighty, guys, more with Rocky Dawuni, 020-222-2073. That's 020-222-073. Send your questions. So earlier you were talking about cultural currency, and I just want to throw this discussion about your music is actually being featured in video games now.
Yes.
Did you when you started this, did you see it taking this form of spreading into the world?
It did not, but there's something that happened, and I always tell people the story. You see, the thing is that growing up from here, my musical influences were very diverse. High life, I've said this story to me, the high life music, reggae music, pop, Afrobeat, everything that came to me. So when I launched myself as a musician, it was predominantly with a very reggae type of sound. So most people had no idea as to the expanse of my influences. So after my first, after the movement, which was my first album, Crusade, which was a very successful with In Ghana and all of that, and then Awakening, which was also a very reggae album.
Okay.
That was when, after the third album, the one that followed was an album that I went and started infusing cultural music, sounds and everything. So I created a record called Book of Changes.
Okay.
Book of Changes, when that record came, there was a song called Wake the Town. That was the first song that was put on a video game. And it was a song that I had changed my fused drums. I worked with like a drum orchestra, about 20 drummers.
Okay.
Horn section and that kind of. So it was a big, huge. So when it started playing on radio, everybody was like, what is this sound?
Wow.
And I got a call about, it was a song to be used on a video, and that's how it launched me into the whole video game world. And so subsequently, then EA wanted, a record comes, they're like, oh, give us first listen, because we'll put a song on there. So that's what I'm talking about, the culture.
Nice.
That, because I know what it did for me.
Yes.
And I know what it's done for people is that you could, you have to be proud of who you are. Because when you're proud of who you are, your expression of your truth is so absolute that nobody can question it. And I think that, that becomes self-evident even in the music that you do. And I feel my music started representing my truth. I think that's what has led my music to really navigate its, all the way to the Grammys and to the Grammys again. And people keep asking, I'm just like, there's nobody where they call where I say, oh Charlie, make you put me for the Grammy, or no back end thing. It's just the creativity, the music, the belief, the work. And I think that when you put all of those things and God is in your sails, God can only move your sails if you're already moving in it. You know your direction. If you don't know your direction, then it will give you the wind, but where you go? You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. I want us to take another spot of music, and when we come back, we'll wrap up. We're ending this conversation with your vision of the African vision. All right? Okay. Don't go nowhere. Rocky, we are just taking it easy with him right here. People are calling me, but we can't do that right now. So someone wants to know who are you listening to right now? Which musicians are you listening to right now? And they wanted to know your Ghana favorites right now.
I'm listening to a lot of Ghanaian. I mean, when I come here, I just shut the world off. And I listen, I'm listening to the current new R2B's records, King Promise, Mr. Drew, Darko Vibes I always love, the Samini, there's this new Samini that just came out, Stone Boy, Shatta. I just, I'm Ghanaian, so I have to energetically immerse myself into who we are and what we are. But that's the only thing that can inform me to be more. My music will be more an expression of what's going on here. So that's what I'm listening. Then I've been just traveling to a lot.
Okay.
You know, just really going to places, stopping by villages, you know, randomly, and I'll go sit and hang out with people and spend some time. Yeah. You know, so I've done like that route, like all the way to the northern region, and then various parts, northern villages and stuff, you know, and I just love to, you know, it's just an amazing country. We need to travel, you know. If you're in Ghana, travel and see this beautiful country.
Leave Accra.
Maybe say the wait just to get on a plane, no way China could be crude. Then you only know Accra and you're somebody in country. I mean, it's the most incredible. Just the natural resources, the beauty, you know, the scenery, the people, the food, the culture, the hospitality. You know, it's something that we just need to be constantly proud of, and I constantly like to refresh myself by, you know, traveling and engaging. I mean, I'm planning to head to the Volta now.
Okay.
So,
oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
That's where she's from.
Oh yeah. The Volta is the vibe, man. You know? That's the vibe.
Nice. And also, we wanted to know, you've been on the stage with the world's biggest stars. You know, who or what performance would you say has been the most memorable for you?
I'll say Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Hands down.
Why?
Yeah, and because Stevie Wonder and I have had opportunity of performing more than two times.
Okay.
The first one was my concert. I was launching my record. Actually, the Book of Changes album that I was talking about, I was launching it. So I was doing a concert in Los Angeles for it. And Stevie came there. So he was at a concert, and then during the performance of Wake the Town, you know, he sent a message that he wanted to come and join me on stage. So I brought him on stage, and we performed Wake the Town, where it was a 14-minute piece with him on harmonica and singing and all of that, in the crowd and everybody singing. So that one was the most memorable. And then the follow-up to that was me and him playing on at the Hollywood Bowl.
Okay.
20,000 people, huge.
Yes.
And then after, when he came, his finale, he invited all of us back again to come and do Higher Ground with him, which was his last song of his set. He came out again and did with him, you know, to close out the set with him, you know. I mean, it was, you know, you don't forget things like that. I grew up just looking at album covers of Stevie Wonder, you know, and reminiscing that one day I want to be a musician that can have the opportunity of meeting this man. And then when I finally met him, and you know, it was almost like a deja vu, like something that you have seen, and it comes, and I told him the story of like looking at album covers of his, and then he was just like, really, Rocky, that happened?
You manifested
that. It really did.
Yes.
You know, so that's and then, you know, I'll say other musicians that I've met that I felt also had a great impact on me too was Prince. You know, I had the opportunity of spending some time with Prince.
Nice.
You know, he came to visit me a few times when I had this club in Los Angeles, and then invited me to his house.
What's he
several
like?
times. You know, he would do private concerts at his house. So he would only invite about 10 or 15 people, then he would do a huge concert. And in the concert, sometimes he would even play his own songs. He would cover other people that you never know that he covers. And those were like some of the most amazing performances that I've ever seen. And these were all stuff that through my music I was privileged to have the opportunity of connecting, interacting, and experiencing all these things. You know, so I give thanks, and that's why I say, you know, stay true to who you are.
Power.
Because it will take you to where you need to go.
Power.
Yes.
Power. All right. So on that note, our wrap-up question: what's your vision of the African vision? And in this, please add advice to young Ghanaian musicians who are actually listening to you right now.
Yes. You know, the thing is that if I talk of it as a vision, that it means that it's something that is out there and it cannot be attained. But what I see is, that we are at our most important crossroads right now. And by most important crossroads, I mean that the whole world is, Africa's energy and power is so much on the rise, but it's on the rise through the human resources of the people, our youth. You know, human beings are the power. Without human beings, there's no earth. And if you want to see the place with the strongest and the most dynamic, youthful energy, it's in Africa. So the whole world, everybody wants a piece of Africa. Everybody's making plans. Everybody's plans right now. Every major superpower, from China to America to Europe to everybody's superpower future is being designed with Africa as an integral part of it. But we need to understand where we are in history and know that the power is not in somebody else's hand. The power is in our hand. So we are the ones that need to be the masters of our destiny. So my vision for Africa is that the youth need to embrace their culture, because right now what everybody would try to do is to show them the culture that is not theirs.
Facts.
So they aspire for something that is not them.
Facts.
Because they like, you can be the strongest continent, the strongest race, but will still control your mind. So if you control your mind, that means you are not you. So we should know that the greatest resource is that now we have the human resource. Now we have the intellectual resource. Government should be investing in educating and equipping the youth, because our future depends on how they're able to discern and use this power to engage the world and also to lead the world. Not only engage it, lead it. So African youth should know that the mantle of leadership is in their hands right now. So stop spending too much time scrolling on social media and following slave queens and betting and all this crap waste of time. And utilize your energy for real things. The land, agriculture, modern agriculture, I'm not talking of this, modern agriculture, development, technology, things that will make sure that we don't lose, we don't gain by becoming people who only play games and bet on lines whilst everybody is passing and taking our land. So we become consumerists. Everybody's trying to change the African youth to be consumers, but African youth are leaders. We are born leaders. If the world, like we know they are,
Power.
like the world know they. Eve was black.
Power.
She was the queen.
Power.
And that's where all humanity came from.
Power.
So we need to be successful for the sake of the whole world. So that's my message and my vision to all of us, that from tomorrow onwards, bet less, don't bet. As you say now, betting has become like more the economic, like the youth is sort of focusing on this and people are focusing on bets. I mean, how are we can't go forward that way. Anybody with gambling be in mind, you will sell the country. So we can't have a youth population that is skewed towards that. We need to be skewed toward the positive. That's the only way God will stand behind us, and the gift of youth that God has given us in this time, God will see the opportunity to utilize us to recreate and recraft the earth. But like everything, to whom much is given, much is expected. And when they call you, it's up to you to answer. So let's answer the call.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation. And on that note, Rocky, legend, master, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So
it's
much
an honor to hang out with the coolest group of ladies. I'm not going to tell anybody the coolest ladies I'm hanging out because you all be jealous. But all I'm telling you is, Charlie, I feel sorry for you.
Oh man, it's been great. So I mean, are you leaving the country soon? Are you here for a while?
I'm here. We were getting ready for the Grammys.
Awesome.
So the Grammys got postponed.
Yes.
So me a day.
Awesome.
Up, in the mountains, jogging, traveling, enjoying my country, eating my fufu.
We like that.
Me and nobody no get matter.
We like that. We like that. Yeah. We like that. So guys, we hope you can catch Rocky by chance somewhere. I did already. I saw you last year at Alliance Française.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I passed by, took a picture of you. And
cool,
I saw you and you're here now. Thank you so much for passing through.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
we
you
are
for
proud of you.
Me.
Ghana loves you. Thank you for the
I love everybody. I love everybody. Let's love each other. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Peace and love.
Yes.